Hi, my name is Coldbeer, and let's start with Starship Troopers Terran Command. This game has a model similar to the Arbillions, where you defend from the hordes of enemies and try to keep your base alive. Also, here you can literally relive the best moments of the Starship Troopers movie by defending your base from hordes of ladybugs. Anyway, here you'll encounter dozens of unique insect types, each with their own special abilities and skills. Also, the map has terrain elevation, true line of sight, and true line of fire, providing deep tactical gameplay, meaning that units that stand behind other units can't shoot unless they stand on a higher ground. Sadly, you can't play as an alien insect. It's not off the table completely, developers say, but now you can only play as a military human society. That's it. If you are wondering if you can build a base here, yes you can, but it's not the main focus of the game, I would say. Despite that, it has a very positive review score on Steam, and many commentators are stating that if you like Command & Conquer or StarCraft, you must try Starship Troopers as well, so do not ignore it. Dandy Ace. So Dandy Ace is a fast-paced roguelike experience hugely inspired by Hades, but not blindly copying it. Here you'll become a fabulous magician seeking to combine and use your magical cards while fighting and looting your way to defeat the green-eyed illusionist who has imprisoned you in a cursed mirror. While battling your way through this ever-changing place, combine different cards with more than 1,000 possibilities, each with their own playstyles and powers. People on Steam are saying that the game is quite difficult, but has great visuals and the gameplay itself is very entertaining. Dandy Ace has a very positive review score on Steam, so it may be the game you are looking for. Legend of Keepers. This is a mix of dungeon management and roguelite, where you will lead your career as a dungeon manager. You'll join Dungeons Company and climb the corporate ladder, crush so-called heroes, and protect the company's treasures. Your work will consist of hiring monsters, managing your employees, and keeping an eye on your stock of traps. You don't want to run out of traps, that's for sure. Also, all that managing stuff can quickly go out of hand, and just like in France every day, you will have to deal with employee strikes and other unexpected events. But hey, it's not a democracy here. You go on strike, you go into a meat grinder. Well, it's a figure of speech, or is it? Each run will be different, but you will keep some of the bonuses between runs. First, you will have to plan your defense against a group of adventurers, check their stats and resistances, and then place the best traps and monsters to defeat them. Or, you know, shamefully die and try again and again. Remnant 2. This is the sequel to Remnant from the Ashes, best known as Dark Souls with guns. The game pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across beautiful but menacing worlds. Here you can travel alone or with friends as a team and explore strange new worlds and beyond, overrun by mythical creatures while trying to stay alive. There are multiple worlds to explore with different types of creatures, weapons and items. Game has branching quest lines, augments, crafting and loot rewards that will test the resolve of even the most hardened players in dynamically generated dungeons and areas. Most of the players are saying that the second part is better than the first one, meaning that developers learned from their past mistakes and made an actually awesome game. Banners of Ruin. Another dungeon crawler RPG roguelite deck builder. This time, instead of monsters and humans, we're getting smart medieval themed animal warriors, and you are taking the lead. People on Steam are saying that einfach eins der geilsten Singleplayer, das ich je gespielt habe, aber am Ende musste selbst wissen. I have no idea what that means, but it's a positive review, so I hope I didn't accidentally curse your mother or something. You'll have 6 races to explore with unique racial card pools and passive to choose from. You will level up your characters to unlock talent cards and powerful skills that can drastically impact your strategy. Well, that is if you have one. That is assuming that you are a smart war leader, true hero, and so on. And you are. Never doubt yourself, you beautiful schmuck. And now subscribe. Don't be a digital orphan without a loving channel. Festival Tycoon. So this is a micromanagement game about building music festivals. Here you will grow your fest from a backyard bonanza into an unmissable global event. Work with bands and with various brands to build an excellent reputation and rake in the big bucks. Pick from a wide catalog of buildings and decorations to design a fest ground that is practical as well as pretty. Craft around a theme, use and create custom maps, load local music and earn nice amounts of money. Well, if I play this game, I will definitely create a potato salad fest here, and it will have awesome bands such as Tenacious D, Rammstein, and Foo Fighters. Although for copyright reasons they will probably be named Tenacious A, Rammstein, and Foo Fighters. Anyway, with career mode, sandbox mode, and even an extreme mode, there is plenty of ways to play. People on Steam are saying that the game is easy to learn and fun to play for a few hours, but you will probably get bored rather quickly, so the sale is the perfect time to obtain it. Unpacking. This is a beautiful Zen puzzle game about the familiar experience of pulling possessions out of boxes and fitting them into a new home. It's part block fitting puzzle, part home decoration, where you are invited to create a satisfying living space while learning clues about the life you are unpacking. Over the course of 8 house moves, you are given a chance to experience a sense of intimacy with a character you never see and a story you are never told. It is simple, but also a thing you probably will never experience in real life, because when you move somewhere you usually know what items you have and where to put them. Game is super relaxing. And honestly, while writing this short overview, I started to watch some gameplays of other people and it was hard to stop. The game is mesmerizing. Also, it has above 90% of positive review score on Steam, so you can't go wrong with this one. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. Take control of one of the most technologically advanced armies in the Imperium, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Here you lead the expedition on the newly rediscovered planet and will try to seize the power. You can customize your team, manage resources, discover long-forgotten tech, and control your tech priests every move. People on Steam are saying that this game is highly addictive, well-written, and can be appealing not only for Warhammer fans but also for simple folk that never even heard the word. I doubt the last one, but it's really hard to find any negative feedback. More than 90% of the reviews are positive, so really close to overwhelmingly positive title. Kingdoms and Castles. That is no doubt one of the most original names you can think of when creating a medieval strategy game about kingdoms and castles. Oh wait, no it's not. So here your kingdom must survive a living and dangerous world. Will the Viking raiders do some pillaging to your villages? Or are they stopped full of arrows at the castle gates? Does a dragon torch your granary and your people will die of starvation in the winter? Or will you be able to fill it with arrows as well? Not the granary, the dragon. The success of your kingdom depends solely on your skill as a city and castle planner, so as always, your villagers are doomed. Anyway, make sure your peasants are fed in the winter and healed of plagues. Build churches to keep their minds washed and taverns to keep them happy. Send out woodcutters to collect wood. Set up stone quarries to build your castles and farm the land efficiently so your town can grow and thrive. Also, in case of fire, your townsfolk can efficiently pee on it.
Oxygen not included.
Here you'll find that scarcities of oxygen, warmth, and everything else are constant threats to your colony's survival. You will guide colonists through the perils of subterranean asteroid living, and watch as their population grows until they are not simply surviving, but thriving. You know, like Bear Grylls in nature, except here you don't need to drink your own piss. Though you can do that if you want in real life, I'm not judging you. So here, just like in Dungeon Manager games, everything in your space colony is under your control. From excavation to resource allocation, right down to plumbing and power systems. Resources will begin depleting with your first breath, so be sure to dig fast if you want to live. Your inhabitants each have different and potentially destructive ways of reacting to stress, so be sure to always keep them happy, whatever the cost, or they will all go amok and you will have to start over again. Stellaris. Here every game begins with a civilization who just discovered the means to travel between stars and is ready to explore the galaxy. You will have your science ships survey and explore anomalies, leading you into a myriad of missions, introducing strange worlds with even stranger stories and discoveries that may completely change your outcome. And as always, you are not alone in the universe and you don't know what you will encounter. Maybe a friendly trade federation, maybe a trade federation we saw in Star Wars, and maybe just plain space cannibals. And you will have to deal with all this galactic nonsense all alone, or in multiplayer mode with your friends. Panorama. If you know the game Dwarf Romantic, which I featured several times in my videos already, Panorama is basically the same, just with different graphic style. Well, not only that, here the world is completely 3D and you can zoom in on your creation and admire all those tiny details you have placed. Like, you know, notice that all the tractors are driven by cats, which is ridiculous and also very cute. So here you will create landscapes and also discover a wide range of structures with special abilities. Enter the world of beauty and tranquility with the panoramas of your own creation. Also, you can pet your animals and get additional scores for that. This is a great relaxing game after a hard day of work, also perfectly suitable for your mother-in-law. The Companion. With all these gore-infused games in my list, I was desperate to find something more relaxing as well. And look, The Companion is for sure a beautiful calm game that will be appealing for the fans of Journey, for example. So here you will play as some mutated fox with many tails and explore a magical spiritual realm. You will journey across 7 majestic landscapes and witness the emotional story of a family as they tackle the challenges ahead of them. Keep in mind that the story itself is a bit mind-boggling because sometimes you play in the future, sometimes in the past, episodes don't have linear order and that may be a bit confusing. Anyway, if you like story-driven walking simulators with a lot of exploration, then it's for you. If not, just avoid, because all this relaxing atmosphere without any blood and carnage may shock you. Play it at your own risk. Songs of Conquest. When I played it, I had the feeling that if you gave the same task of
Please make heroes free
to 2 different teams, then Songs of Conquest could be the alternative. Pixel art Heroes 3 we never had. Until now, so is it a modern game filled with novelties and originality? No. Is it a nostalgic, really beautiful alternative Heroes 3 game we actually want? Yes. Yes, it is. Although, if you are allergic to pixels, it's not for you. Avoid. You know, even if you like the art style like I do, sometimes you want to zoom in so you could look at the creatures, at their features, but then you realize that you just zoomed in on a bunch of colored squares and you can't even tell where the head or its butt is anymore. Also, Songs of Conquest have no town screens. I think it's the biggest flaw. I want my town screens, I can't do anything about that, but in general, this is a great game. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Bound to protect a young lord who is a descendant of an ancient bloodline, you become the target of many vicious enemies. When the young lord is captured, nothing will stop you on a perilous quest to regain your honor. Well, except death. Death will stop you many times. Keep in mind that Sekiro is the creation of the same developers as the Souls games, and it's meant for people with masochistic tendencies. If you hate yourself, this game is for you. Although I have one piece of advice on how to easily beat this game. It's very simple. Stop being a noob and get good. Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura. There is a big chance that you have missed this game 22 years ago. Well, I absolutely did. I have no idea why it wasn't popular in Lithuania back then when every kid was playing Baldur's Gate 8 times in a row. So Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura is a straight highway to Nostalgia Town. Good thing is that the game was made in the time when everyone wasn't woke, and some themes in the game are being thoroughly avoided by most of the games nowadays. Also, the game is not dumbed down. You know, I just recently played Diablo 4, it is a really fun game, but made in a way that an absolute idiot could play it. You don't even need to arrange stats anymore, everything is done for you. You just click, 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 and you win. That is amazing, but, you know, it's not the same as before. And that is not the case in all good games. Here you'll find 16 primary skills, including gambling and healing, 80 spells with 16 colleges of magic, and 56 technological degrees with 8 disciplines. The game is huge and replayability is really high as well. Like really, I'm not kidding, here you'll find more than 300 unique characters and monster types. People on Steam are saying that if they could sell their soul to the devil for the remastered version, it will be a great bargain. Sadly, most of them are probably redheads, so the devil is not interested. Well, anyway, let's hope to see a remastered version someday in the future. Mafia Definitive Edition. Remastered and re-released in 2020s, the game is a proud owner of a very positive reviews on Steam. He'll take on the role of a mafioso in 1930s city of Lost Haven. It's a fictional place, but it's inspired by the city of Chicago. The town got hit hard by the Great Depression, and the advent of Prohibition in America means lucrative business opportunities for various mobsters. And let's be fair, for some shady old ladies as well who were brewing their moonshines deep in the cellars. Anyway, as I've said many times before, Prohibition in my eyes is a crime against humanity, so those gangsters are just folk struggling to survive in this authoritarian environment.
ULTRAKILL.
Now we are getting serious. This game is always among the top 20 best rated games on the whole Steam, and that is among tens of thousands of games. It's ridiculous how good this game is.
ULTRAKILL
is a fast-paced, ultra-violent, old-school first-person shooter. It fuses together classic shooters like Quake and modern shooters like Doom Eternal with character action games like Devil May Cry. Here mankind has gone extinct and the only beings left on Earth are machines fueled by blood. And now that blood is starting to run out on the surface and machines are racing racing to the depths of hell to search for more. Total nonsense, but I like it. People on Steam describe this game quite politely. They say this is a Doom Eternal if it was on crack and also on heroin, and I would add that playing
ULTRAKILL.
It's like eating potato salad, except if you dry it out and snort it. You can try the demo version on Steam if you have any doubts. Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1. Here you as a young Sherlock Holmes will struggle to prove yourself as you navigate an exotic, dangerous island. Deep within the Mediterranean, you will investigate the mystery of your mother's death. Your legacy is written by the decisions you make. Deception, violence, and deduction are just a few resources in your arsenal. Whether you choose brute force to solve your problems or stay one step ahead of your enemies by using your wits to spot vulnerabilities, you decide what each situation demands as you hone your investigative skills. It's time to confront your past so you can become the legend you are destined to be. People on Steam are saying that this is a great game, although many are complaining that the open world part is an overkill. Ship of Fools. This is a seafaring roguelite co-op game where you play the fools, the only creatures fool enough to brave the sea. The great lighthouse that once protected the archipelago is broken, and a storm of malice and corruption is coming. So you, together with your shipmate, will jump aboard and make your voyage across the sea. Man the cannons, ready your sails, and protect your ship from sea monsters over multiple runs. It's up to you to defend your home from the almighty aquapocalypse. People are saying that the game is hard, but not too hard so it doesn't ruin your mood. Also, you can play it alone, but it's not what the intentions of the developers were, so if you don't have a friend, skip this one. And now don't forget that you can get Unpacking, WWE 2K23, Hardspace Shipbreaker, Produce, and 4 more games, all of them combined just for €10 on Humble Bundle Choice. It is a subscription service, but if you decide to cancel at any time, all the games you bought will stay with you. They are yours forever. You will find my affiliate link to this awesome collection in the description below. And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time, bye!